So what do we have here? 2 laps, I think, is what we're looking at with 2.5 minutes to go. Nolan Siegel, Daniel Frost, Jacob Abel, Christian Rasmussen, Ernie Francis Jr., Hunter McElroy, who was hard into the wall in the opening moments of the weekend, is in position for a top 5. Restarts at 6. Let's go again from St. Pete. Siegel with a good jump. Frost has experience. He has the race win. He's coming. Francis Jr. is going to try to defend his position. Siegel also trying to defend. Rasmussen sending it. He's going to try to get the spot on Abel. Runs wide. Abel's going to come back and hang on to it. Meanwhile, Frost swings around the outside. Daniel Frost to the lead.
Siegel ran wide under the brakes. Daniel Frost says thank you very much. We'll see if Jacob Abel's got an opportunity to go by that rookie and Nolan Siegel and get back, chase down Daniel Frost. They were 3 wide headed into turn 4. Colin Kaminsky, Christian Bogle into the tires, Jamie Chadwick down the runoff in turn 4. It's all happening in turn 4 today.
So if he can get going, so we see Kaminsky is able to drive out. If Bogle can back out, we might still see the white flag lap and finish under green. It's all up to whether Bogle can get it. Otherwise, they might be racing for the finish right now. Abel trying to get second position on Siegel. Frost has pulled ahead just a little bit.
We'll see if Jacob Abel gets a run out of that turn 14 down into the turn 1 where all the passes, all the action has started today, and it's all come to tears in 4.
I think Bogle is rolling. We are going to stay green. White flag. 1 more to go. Look at the gap that Daniel Frost has pulled out, looking for win number 2. Abel trying to get a spot back on Nolan Siegel. Rasmussen is still there, and McElroy has recovered. He's running 5th.
It's a great recovery for Hunter McElroy, who's looking to put together a championship season this year, letting it all come to him. We'll see if it comes to tears in turn 4. Abel didn't get a great run. Rasmussen not making a move. Pretty steady there through 5 and 6. Nolan Siegel doing a great job absorbing the pressure of Jacob Abel here.
This is not done yet for 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. And while Frost is gapping, you still got to bring it home.
Jacob Abel, great run out of 9 coming down to turn 10. Daniel Frost pulling out 2 seconds. He's got to get it home. Jacob Abel not looking into turn 10.
Siegel holds on to that position. Meanwhile, just a couple of more corners to go for the 21-year-old from Singapore who now lives in Florida. Miami is the home of Daniel Frost. Back on the airport runway at Albert Winter Airport. Daniel Frost has opened up a new era. He is the first winner in Indy NXT by Firestone. Siegel maintains the position. He's 2nd. Abel on the podium as well.
Extra work is going to be repaid in less than 2 miles' time. Marcus Ericsson leads the way. In the illustrious history of Chip Ganassi Racing, they have come up short here. In 19 previous races, the team has only won once, and that was thanks to the legend Dario Franchitti way back in 2011. Can Marcus Ericsson, the Indy 500 winner of a year ago, guide Chip's team to victory here in Florida?
He got his first NTT IndyCar Series win on the streets of Detroit. He backed it up later that year, 2021, with a victory in the streets in Nashville. Of course, he is your 2022 Indy 500 champion, but now looking to take his 4th series win on the streets again, this time in St. Pete.
And on a chaotic day by the water with the boats in view, it's been a steady hand on the tiller for Ericsson. Captain-like performance.
Well, he drove like we have never seen him drive to win the Indianapolis 500 last May. And now Marcus Ericsson in the Husky Chocolate Honda is a winner again, but this time on the streets of St. Petersburg. Delivers Chip Ganassi the first victory of a new season in the most eventful race.
Yeah, good job, great job, thank you, thank you.
Settling back in and trying to study. Look at Newgarden driving the car behind him, trying to make dirty air for Award. Award's got a great run. He might get to the front.
They almost hit. They almost hit the front 2.
You want to talk about crowding? That was the case in point. Otto Award getting right up beside the number 2 of Joseph Newgarden. Not trying to give him an inch more than he needs trying to force that lift right now. Both drivers flat out. The spotters are working overtime right now, Townsend.
And these are two very clean race drivers. Make it three as Alex Palou wants to mix it up once again, but O'Ward hanging high, but he's using up those tires up on the slipperier surface. Looks like Grosjean crashed.
Romain Grosjean out for the second race in a row in the closing phases.
And Joseph Newgarden is leading as the yellow comes out with 2 to go. They're coming to get the white. Guys, that might be the day.
That will be the day. Final lap in the PPG 375 as the PPG car of Joseph Newgarden crosses the line and woes up.
And for the second race in a row, Pato O'Ward will be denied right at the end of the race.
And he only just got Pato O'Ward, so for the second race at Texas in a row, Joseph Newgarden's going to do it essentially what was the last green lap pass for the win.
Wow. I don't think anything that could have happened in this race would have surprised us. Romain Grosjean had such a great run all day long and just lost control of his DHL Honda.
2 races in a row to start the season for Grosjean. Another one at the front.
Checkered flag is out. The PPG 375 at Texas Motor Speedway is won by Joseph Newgarden in the PPG Chevrolet for Team Penske. 3 wins at Texas Motor Speedway for this man here, and gets his championship back on track at the season's first oval. He's going to see the white flag with a clear track ahead. What a great feeling for Kyle Kirkwood. 1 to go. Get to the finish, bud. You got less than 2 miles, Kyle Kirkwood, before you're an IndyCar race winner.
And to get
hard as you want.
To get your first one here, he's been told he can go as hard as he wants. This is essentially one of the majors of open wheel racing.
Oh, yeah.
The Grand Prix of Long Beach. This will mean so much to this young driver, Alexander Rossi, it looks like, down in the tires.
That's terrible for Rossi, who was having a really good race.
That's down in turn 9, I believe. That's very unfortunate. He was running comfortably in the top 10.
He was in the top 10, and that was going to bode well for his points haul as well in the NTT Data Arrow McLaren Chevy. What a shame. Last time up the back straight for Kyle Kirkwood. One of the most celebrated Road to Indy drivers because of his phenomenal winning record. He had to answer a lot of uncomfortable questions last year in his rookie year. It didn't pan out the way that he had hoped, but the famous Andretti name with a young American behind the wheel, Kyle Kirkwood, is your latest IndyCar race winner. He wins the Acura Grand Prix of Long Beach.
Let's go, Lawrence! Yeah! Oh my gosh, thank you so much, guys. Amazing job, amazing job.
Great job absorbing that pressure as we get the white flag for Christian Rasmussen one more time around the Alabama roller coaster.
And Rasmussen continues to gap up a 2.5 seconds. Siegel is just trying to hang on to that second spot. Sowery's in position for a podium. How much will he push the issue?
It's the last best chance to pass down here into turn 5. I think Siegel's got the spot at least through turn 5. He's got 12 corners to go to hold on to that second. Daniel Frost still looking to try and find a way past Josh Green for 4th.
And it's not sorted further back either for other positions. Important points paying position, still very early in the season in round 2.
Rasmussen's got this in hand. He's just gonna settle in and bring it home cleanly.
Christian Rasmussen won the first 2 steps of the ladder system to IndyCar in USF 2000, Indy Pro 2000, and there is a launch, and Daniel Frost is going to take out Josh Green. 2 teammates come together on the final lap of the race and give up top 5 positions, and that is going to shake up things. Ahmad moves up to 4th row into the top 5. Meanwhile, out front, Christian Rasmussen wins at Barber Motorsports Park to take over the early championship lead.
Scott McLaughlin begins the final 2.3 miles with a comfortable lead. He got his first IndyCar Series win last year on the streets of St. Petersburg. Followed it up with 2 road course victories at Mid-Ohio and at Portland. So this will be his 4th career win and 4th different circuit.
Grosjean doing a perfect job to just maximize the radius, keep that mid-corner flow up, and just kind of glide his way through the corners, watching his mirror the whole time. At this point, it would take a small miracle for power to close that gap.
Scott McLaughlin was going for the win at St. Petersburg, and it didn't happen with that late race collision with Romain Grosjean. At Texas, he finished 6th, a top 10 at Long Beach. Not quite ideal. Today, the picture of speed and consistency. New Zealand motorsport fans will celebrate because their man here is bringing it home. Scott McLaughlin wins at Barber Motorsports Park and makes it 4 different winners. 4 different winners to start this year. And McLaughlin says the thirsty threes to the moon, boys. That's what he calls his crew. The thirsty threes.
Coming through turn 13. And Foster doesn't have a whole lot. He's got one more chance to use the push to pass. 5 seconds remaining. Does he use it here or does he use it going to 7?
His team's calling it for him to use it if he's got it. He's on the button. See if he can drive up. It's not. He's trying to fake out Matteo Nannini. Great composure from that young Italian driver of the 75 car.
Nannini holds him off. This is the last lap at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Foster takes a look inside that time. We've seen moves made in places where you normally cannot make moves on this track. One more passing zone that's straightforward to come, and this is it right here. Heading to turn 7. Both are out of push to pass. Foster trying to find a way around. Nannini trying to protect. Nannini stays in front.
The last good opportunity. It's not quite as good as 7. It's going to be into turn 12. Louis Foster's got to be thinking about the exit of turn 10. Nannini's been strong all day here. Pulls out a gap, 3/10. Now he's thinking about what he's got to do to get through 12, 13, and 14 cleanly to hold the win to the line.
Young Brit Louis Foster is trying to force Matteo Nannini into a mistake. That's the only way it's going to happen. He's still within range, a couple of car lengths back, but just a couple of corners to go. Matteo Nannini has gotten back on the main straightaway, and the teenager from Italy has won at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Matteo Nannini wins at Indy.
What an incredibly composed drive from Matteo Nannini. What a great result to get your first Indy NXT win at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. You couldn't write a better story for that young Italian driver and the Juncos Hollinger team as well.
Thinking about minimizing bad days. It's all about this right here. One more lap to go at Indianapolis at the front. This guy told us when he showed up on the scene as a rookie, I am a warrior. He's proven it today.
Alex Palou has finished runner-up in the Indianapolis 500. He finished runner-up to Elio Castro Neves back in 2021 when Elio won his 4th. It was a great result, but it kind of irked Alex Palou because he felt as though he could have won the greatest spectacle in racing. However, what a way to start the month of May, because not only is he going to get his 5th career victory, all on road courses. He's never won on this road course, as Marty mentioned, but he is going to elevate himself to the leader of the NTT IndyCar Series Championship points going in to his Indy 500 campaign, and do it with authority. Look at that, 15 seconds out in front. The 26-year-old Spaniard, quietly spoken, but as soon as that helmet goes on, he goes to work in the most emphatic way. And look at this. Alex Palou comes onto the front straight here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Alex Palou wins the GMR Grand Prix at Indy for Chip Ganassi Racing in the American Legion Honda.
Good job, boys. Thank you so much. Yes! Yes!
What about the fans? 300,000 plus in the stands today have seen it all. Green flag flies at the Speedway. Palou is on the inside of Rossi, but Ericsson has bolted. Ericsson sprints away from Joseph Newgarden and is doing what he did a year ago.
The 2nd year in a row we see him unleashing the dragon as we see almost contact between Palou and Ferrucci. Ericsson leads out a 1.
Ferrucci threw a shoulder at Alex Palou and said, don't you dare. Ferrucci trying to get a draft off Newgarden and Ericsson, but Newgarden with a monster run off turn 2.
Joseph Newgarden has never won the Indianapolis 500, and he's ahead on this last lap. Joseph Joseph Newgarden. Is this the moment when the pain ends?
By one.
The drought isn't over for Joseph Newgarden, or does Marcus Ericsson have something?
By 2.
Team Penske at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and Joseph Newgarden finally wins the Indianapolis 500. It's the captain's 19th win, Newgarden's first.
Thank you so much for the work.
Finally, Newgarden is an Indy 500 champ. Wife Ashley's got to go to victory lane and watch her husband drink the milk.
Don't count out Ernie Francis. Ernie Francis Jr. was 9/10 of a second faster than Jagger Jones as they come to the white flag. This is the finish line and where they will see the checkered next time by.
Just a little more than a mile and a half to go in Motown, in the shadow of the Renaissance Center. Jones is right there. This is the best battle on the track, but one of several.
If Jagger Jones has any push to pass left, he's using it now.
Heading to turn 3. Jones in that classic paint scheme. He got to drive his grandfather's car before the Indianapolis 500 last week and might be able to celebrate that experience with a podium in Indy NXT. He's not going to get Reese Gold right there. Francis still making up time.
Nolan Siegel, though, disappearing up the road with a 5-second gap coming to the checker.
We watch second and third. Siegel, meanwhile, coming into turn number 8.
Does he have a problem?
He's got a problem. Is he
We lost
slowing?
the gearbox.
He lost the gearbox.
He's just got to get around the next corner.
One more corner to go. Gold sweeping around.
No.
Coasting to the line. Reese Gold is going to
You're
steal
everything
a
you got.
win in
Don't touch the
Detroit.
bike.
Jagger
Keep
Jones
going, keep
second.
going,
Ernie
keep-
Francis on the podium. And heartbreak for Nolan Siegel. He was 2 corners away from his first win. And a mechanical takes him out of the win and out of the championship lead. Oh. All right, it's time to get back to work here to decide who is going to win the second half of this doubleheader. The streets of downtown Detroit. Nolan Siegel took the lead from third in the opening corner of this race. Coulda, shoulda won yesterday before a mechanical. He's got 2 more laps to go. Restart. Siegel, Rasmussen, Foster, McElroy, Kaminsky. Down Jefferson Avenue, headed towards turn 3. This is almost 3/4 of a mile. 160 plus miles per hour. Who's going to get to jump into the hairpin?
Decent jump for Nolan Siegel. Louis Foster looking to try and find a way past Christian Rasmussen. Hunter McElroy there as well. 2 wide. Colin Kaminsky trying to go the long way, and I think he's going to lose a spot or 2.
Daniel Frost gets a spot. James Rowe gets a spot as well. So Frost into the top 5. Ernie Francis gets another position. It all went wrong for Kaminsky, trying to maintain his top 5 position. He's falling back, and he's right in front of his teammate Jacob Abel right now.
Coming to the white flag, Nolan Siegel just about half a second lead. Is all about holding on to that. He's going to be using the push to pass button this whole lap, trying to get as much gap as he can.
White flag. Clear by 5 lanes. Use
They
as much as
always
you want.
talk about nerves and wanting to get to the finish. Accelerate those multiple times after what happened to Nolan Siegel yesterday. He had the race in command by more than 5 seconds. Looking towards his first win, 2 corners away. The car lost power. Last passing zone, the last simple passing zone is here. Does Rasmussen have any kind of run? He is not close enough. Into turn 3 in the hairpin for the final time.
You can see how much those drivers are working that car. The slowest corner on the racetrack down to first gear, and their hands are still unbelievably busy.
Rasmussen is still within striking distance, though. About 1 to 2 car lengths is the difference. On board, Christian Rasmussen looking up ahead to the race lead and the win. 2 corners to go in Detroit. This is where it went awry yesterday. Siegel up the hill. Turn 9, one more corner to go. He'll graduate high school this week, and he'll do it as an Indy NXT winner. Nolan Siegel has won at Detroit.
What a great bounce back for Nolan Siegel.
Oh, man, guys, that was absolutely dominant. What a way to do it. Thank you.
Oh, how much fun to hear a first-time winner express the joy like that.
Getting yourself to the best position as the white flag comes out.
One to go, less than 1.7 miles. What a run this has been from Alex Palou. He was one of the standouts in the field in the Indianapolis 500 a week ago, led the majority of laps in the opening stanza. Pit lane incident, fought his way back to an unbelievable top 5 finish. Got his first street course pole here yesterday. He came to Detroit as the championship leader, and he is going to extend his lead. This has been impressive from the Spaniard.
He's like a surgeon, so precise, so methodical with every step. Never a hair out of place in terms of his driving, and it has paid off today.
This was meant to be a Chevrolet party in the shadows of the General Motors Rencent, which is high above where we are now. It's going to be a Honda driver who spoils the party. Racing back on the streets of Detroit, and it's Alex Palou who wins the Chevrolet Grand Prix of Detroit.
Awesome job.
Boy, he had to withstand some pressure. Multiple restarts over the course of 7 yellows. That was frantic. It was at times chaotic, but Alex Palou prevails.
Great job, Alex. Great job.
Top 3 have checked out. Not fully decided yet, but Nolan Siegel is control. Up the hill, when he gets there, he will see the white flag. 4 miles to go for Nolan Siegel to win for the second time in Indy NXT and move into the championship lead. A mistake-free lap will get it done. Jacob Abel in second. Equal gap back to Hunter McElroy. And then it is nearly 9 seconds back to Reese Gold. James Rowe is still challenging him for fourth.
High percentage. Nothing behind you.
4th, 5th, and 6th are still together, and one of them, I'm told, yeah, high percentage there. Siegel up the hill through 5 one more time.
And you'd say an 18-year-old who just graduated high school, you know, you might worry about the pressure of Jacob Abel trying to get something done on the last lap, but Nolan Siegel bounced back from heartbreak. Detroit race 1, won in race 2, absorbed pressure all year long. He has been so impressive, so consistent all year long.
Nolan Siegel finished 4th in the Indy Pro 2000, now USF Pro 2000 championship with 2 wins last year. So he was highly regarded. But 18 years old, as a rookie, I'm not sure that this was expected this season. He could have, should have won 3 races in a row. Only a mechanical in the first race at Detroit kept him from that. One more chance for Hunter McElroy. He's going to take a look here in Canada corner, but Jacob Abel is going to hold him off, and he should be home clear to finish second. So the podium looks like it's settled, and it's all about Nolan Siegel. Started 4th here in Road America, moved quickly up to 2nd, and then was able to get past his teammate Reese Gold up the hill. Nolan Siegel has won in Road America and takes over the Indy NXT championship lead.
There, buddy. Nice job. Nice job, brother. Hell yeah. 40-point championship lead. So proud of you. So proud of everybody in NTT. That was awesome.
All right, there's the white flag. 4 miles to go for the American Legion Honda of Alex Palou.
There's Newgarden, O'Ward, and Dixon just seems to be pressing pretty hard now. Does Dixon make a move?
He used a lot of that push to pass just then up the front straight, and he's going to have a shot at Pato O'Ward down turn 5. This is 3. Get ready for the big downhill run.
Seems like Dixon's just struggling to get close enough through those medium speed corners. This looks like another good run, James.
These tires are long in their life. Both drivers are going to be all over the push-to-pass button.
O'Ward's still pretty conservative on that, so they've got plenty in the bank, but they're running out of points on the track to capitalize on it.
They probably can't just drain it all because they're still needing a little bit of saving as we see the number 11 Marcus Armstrong off in the carousel.
And that's about where Dixon and Award are approaching as they finish this lap. After this corner, they're entering the carousel. It looks like Armstrong was just getting going again. There comes Palou. Oh boy, Armstrong's not in a great spot right there. Whoa! Right at the entrance of the kink with his teammate in the lead. That was close.
That's going to be talked about in the Monday morning meeting, no doubt.
You bet.
But Palou got away with it.
Well, you see on this car, with the American Legion, it says, be the one. Be the one to ask, are you okay? It's to help veteran suicide prevention. Well, to use those very words, Alex Palou is the one. He is the one in this 2023 IndyCar season. He is the one here at Road America. And Alex Palou wins again. Back-to-back races. He wins the Soncio Grand Prix.
Woo! Thank you, boys. Thank you for those pit stops. Yeah! Yes!
Chip Ganassi celebrates on the pit box. And his man is just dominant this season.
Louis Foster holds on to his lead as we come to the white flag, and 1 lap to go for Louis Foster, chasing his first white flag. They're encouraging him to, I think that's Kiffin Simpson's engineer telling him to tape that push to pass button down for this last lap. But Louis Foster jumps 3 points in the championship, all the way up to 4th by benefit of the big 50-point gain from winning a race.
Rasmus Lind thinking about Jacob Abel. He's going to have a run here going down into 4. Abel might have gotten a little gap coming out of the keyhole. That's Rasmussen in 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th. You see there, back to that green and black car. A little further back to Anam Ahmed. But up front, just a few more corners to go for Louis Foster, the BRDC Superstars Program finalist for the Driver of the Year last year. He had a dominant season as a rookie in USF Pro 2000 last year, won 7 races for Exclusive Autosport, won the scholarship. That's the color scheme for his car. He's been quick all season, but does not have a win yet. The only driver to start in the top 5 in every race, and a breakthrough weekend at Mid-Ohio. Louis Foster is now a winner in Indy NXT by Firestone.
Yeah, nice one, man.
Kiffin Simpson comes home 2nd for his best career result, and Christian Rasmussen on the podium in 3rd.
Awesome.
How much he had broken out from Scott Dixon, a 6-time winner here, and then I thought, oh, it's because he's caught some traffic. Who has he caught?
Last lap.
He has caught Connor Daly, who is nose to tail with Ryan Hunter-Ray in the car that he was driving only 2 races ago.
He would definitely like to get ahead of that 20. You saw the white flag. There's just 2.25 miles to go for Alex Palou. Meanwhile, outside the top 10, the gloves are still off. There has been some hard racing. Rinus VK.
This might be enough for VK if he doesn't get pushed wide, but no, he does. DeFrancesco, pretty clever, taking away the option for Rinus VK. Meanwhile, Kirkwood ready to pounce.
And don't forget, Callum Ilott right behind Kirkwood goes by now into 9. Brave move there. Kirkwood had some sort of issue, I think.
So Alex Palou is guiding the American Legion Honda home. It's going to give Chip Ganassi Racing its 12th victory here at Mid-Ohio. That ties Team Penske for the most of any racing organization here. It gives Alex his 4th win on the season. More importantly, 3 in a row. Hello, Palou. Alex does it again. Extends his championship lead and wins here at Mid-Ohio.
3 in a row. Let's go. Thank you, boys. What an awesome day.
He's having some fun in that car.
Look at these guys. They know that this is a special time. People don't dominate the NTT IndyCar Series. It just doesn't happen. But Palou is doing it this year. He wins over his teammate. And 3rd place Will Power. Speaking of teammates here at Arrow McLaren, Rossi and Rosenquist and their teammate Pato O'Ward came home just behind Graham Rahal in 8th.
not for position. Another solid run for Alexander Rossi in the top 10, but with Papato Award coming all the way from the back and finishing in what looks like will be 8th position.
Colton Herta from pole position to 11th place.
And look at the hands, steady, determined. It knows exactly the feel of this racetrack now after 85 laps.
One more to go, and Christian.
Oh, Will Powers in pit lane along with Marcus Ericsson.
What's happened? Maybe contact between the two.
No battle fuel, and others are trying to coast to the finish, including Herta. They didn't quite make it. Is Lundgaard going to make it?
Oh, boy. Final lap. Less than 1.8 miles.
Does Alex Palou still win this? If Christian Lundgaard runs out of fuel, I don't think they would let him pull out a 10-second gap if he didn't have this under control.
But for Power and Ericsson, that is a shocking surprise. Something went horribly wrong on projections.
Think about this big picture-wise. Rahal, Letterman, Lanigan. Bobby Rahal, the racing legend. Mike Lanigan, the business guru. And David Letterman, one of the most famous entertainers in all of television over the years. It's an eclectic trio that own this team, but boy, have they shown that they've got some resolve and determination at the hands of a 21-year-old driving the Vivid Honda. Christian Lundgaard here in Toronto is an IndyCar race winner and brings this trio back. There's his best mate, Victor. Never been to an IndyCar race before, and he sees his best friend win. The championship leader extends, and Colton Herta gets his first podium of the year. Storming comeback by Dixon, and Newgarden in top 5s, but it's all about Christian Lundgaard. There's Bobby. The heartache, the heartbreak, the frustration this year. And there's Victor, seeing his best mate go to victory lane. He can't believe it. What a weekend. Awesome. And when he comes out of turn 4 this time, he'll see the white flag in front of a big crowd. 7/8 of a mile to go. Until Joseph Newgarden gets win number 5 here at Iowa Speedway. He was filthy after qualifying. He was so frustrated, he was angry, and that anger is going to dissipate now. He is the king of corn country. Iowa Speedway sees Joseph Newgarden win again. That's win number 5, and he is dominating the oval competition this 2023 season.
For tomorrow, but great job today. Hey, you like that? Like that?
38-point potential swing. One more lap to go for Christian Rasmussen. Jacob Abel is still pedaling, though. He's within 0.6 of a second. Nothing is a given at this very difficult short track. And Abel has got to run. He's cutting into it. He's within a couple of car lengths with a couple of corners to go. Christian Rasmussen around turn 4. Abel on the run to the inside. Rasmussen holds him off. Christian Rasmussen wins at Iowa. Takes over the championship lead.
And an incredible 3-4 for Juncos Hollinger Racing with Rasmus Lind in 3rd, Matty Brabham from the airport to the racetrack coming home 4th. Hunter McElroy nursing that car home a distant 5th.
They are coming to green for what should be a spectacular end to this Hy-Vee doubleheader weekend at Iowa Speedway. And we asked the question that we asked you a couple of hours ago. Does anybody have anything for Joseph Newgarden? Will Power ducks out of the draft. Power goes to 2nd immediately.
Power pushing Rosenquist all the way up into the dirt. That's going to cost him a ton of
Wow.
McLaughlin sideways trying to keep out of Rosenquist.
McLaughlin was begging for tires, but he has to hang on for 3 more laps. And what does that do? Alex Palou now right up into 3rd position. That is not good for Newgarden.
Palou into 3rd, podium position with 2 to go, but it's side by side. Felix Rosenquist on the bottom, McLaughlin up top.
McLaughlin told us on the radio he is barely hanging on. He's almost crashing. Dixon dives for the inside on Herta. Newgarden's got over half a second on his teammate Will Power. They're coming to the white flag. 1 to go. Less than a mile. McLaughlin is just dropping like a stone.
But remember, these cars are still a lap down. He is still in 5th as the last car on the lead lap. At the top of your screen, it's Joseph Newgarden out front.
Stand up and pay respects to this man, the king of corn country. Joseph Newgarden wins the weekend, does the double in Iowa. Unbelievably dominant performance from the Hitachi Chevy. And he says, now I'm happy.
I like it. You like that?
Here is the white flag for Christian Rasmussen. 1 lap to go, just over 2 miles in downtown Nashville. Christian Rasmussen trying to take charge of the championship.
What a great job he's done on all the starts, all the restarts today. He has controlled this race, qualified on points, but as soon as he had the green flag, he ran away, built gaps when he needed to, defended when he needed to. Was really smart on all those restarts. Hunter McElroy did a nice job to move through when he needed to, just not able to take the fight to Christian Rasmussen.
McElroy still picked up some positions, though, to keep himself in the championship. Back-to-back weekends, road course Indianapolis next Friday afternoon. What a weekend. NASCAR, IndyCar, Indy next. All on the road course at Indy. Final passing zone. McElroy not close enough.
Over a second. Over a second behind Christian Rasmussen. They're reminding him, just keep it clean. I think he's aware.
Christian Rasmussen came back this year, changed teams with the idea it's championship. Let's win a championship, let's win a scholarship, get to IndyCar. It's going to be a 43-point championship lead. Christian Rasmussen is going to go back-to-back in Indy next by Firestone. Rasmussen wins the Music City Grand Prix in Nashville.
Hunter McElroy does everything he needs, moves up at championship position with those points for second.
Let's go. 1 step closer, boys. 1 step closer. Let's go.
He's thinking championship every time he gets in the race car.
Here's the white flag. 1 to go, 2.1 miles. Can Kyle Kirkwood do it?
McLaughlin appears to be closing. He's responded to that pressure from Palou. He's got his head down. He does not want to finish second 2 years in a row. Now Newgarden seems to be finding some pace further back, closing a bit on Palou.
That distance between first and second was as much as 2.5 seconds after the restart. It's down to less than a second. Here comes Scotty Mack. This is not over yet. Palou hanging in there. Back-to-back podiums in as many races. The second race at Iowa and here in Nashville. That's going to help sustain an 80-plus point championship lead.
Last time over the bridge out of 8, Kyle Kirkwood up through the gears. Just really call it 3 corners to go, 3 left-handers. You got to nail the brake zone, hit your apex, and if you're Scott McLaughlin, you're thinking, no, not 2 years in a row.
Well, the first 2 races here in the Big Machine Music City Grand Prix have been won by Chip Ganassi Racing. It's going to be a different team winning this year. Andretti Autosport out the front. Andretti Autosport in control. McLaughlin saying this is history repeating. I can't believe it, because he's looking at the back of Kyle Kirkwood, who wins in Nashville, Tennessee.
Nashville hot chicken dinner, buddy. Good job.
Kirkwood.
Come on, great strategy, great pit stop. Win number 2 of the year. Come on, boys. Finish strong.
What's left in the Smart Motors still red car for Hunter McElroy.
Hey, mate, last flap here, last flap.
Can he pick the pace back up after limping since the contact with Foster? Rowe looks to the inside into turn 1. He locks up. McElroy holds him off. There's going to be one more big passing zone for a win at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. McElroy back up by 3 car lengths.
This exit will be so key for Hunter McElroy to keep James Rowe behind him.
Be smart and you'll be fine. 5 back.
So his engineer Matt really coaching Hunter McElroy. Hey, just be smart, stay calm, you got time. This is the last best spot, but there's still a chance into turn 12. Hunter McElroy just have to get that car cleanly through these switchbacks of 7, 8, 9, and 10.
If McElroy can hold on to this, this will be a masterful performance. He's been waiting for a win for a year, trying to break through, trying to stay in the championship fight. The car appears to be wounded. It looked like Rowe was going to be able to catch up. Just a couple of more corners to go. Rowe is 2 car lengths back, looking for his first win at this level. McElrea looking for his first of the season. Final corner, back on the main straightaway. Hunter McElrea has held him off. McElrea has won at Indy.
Masterful drive by Hunter McElrea, absorbing that pressure from his teammate James Rowe, absorbing the pressure and the contact from his teammate Louis Foster, coming home with his first win this year. He said qualifying on pole felt like a win. Now he's done it and will stand on the top step of the podium here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
And I would say a brilliant drive for James Rowe as well. He may have come up short, but he qualified up front. He kept it up front. He made a charge late. He kept it clean with his teammate. And James Rowe is on the podium in Indianapolis, and so is Reese Gold.
White flag.
This is the key overtaking point.
Let's keep the pressure on him. Make him earn this one.
Make him earn this one, they say to Graham Rahal. However, and to Scott Dixon, can he sustain the pressure, or has Rahal got something special over there in turn 7? That midfield straight into the left-hander and the key overtaking point.
Big, long radius corner here, turn 4. It really challenges all 4 Firestones, but Dixon still with the gap through the chicane. They come down to turn 7. Rahal still not close enough for a lunge.
It was a year ago at Nashville where Scott Dixon separated himself from Mario Andretti to move into 2nd overall all-time on the wins list. Now look at this. Graham Rahal says, I'm not sure if I'm going to let you win in a 19th season. I want this win, but it's not going to come easy. Dixon into turn 12. Rahal is throwing everything at it, but the overtaking opportunities have run out. What a comeback from Scott Dixon after spinning on the opening lap. And in 19 consecutive seasons, Scott Dixon is going to be a winner again. Spin to win. Dixon has done it at Indy. Spinning on the opening lap to seeing the yard of bricks first. Nothing is too big for Scott Dixon in the IndyCar Series.
And if you're Graham Rahal, you just have to throw up your hands. He did everything right today. He beat his teammate. He beat Arrow McLaren. And this is going to be frustrating.
Rasmussen sees the white flag. 1.25 miles to go.
White flag here, white flag.
He had his hands full on the white flag lap at Iowa, but he's got almost a 2-second lead over Louis Foster in 2nd. Just runs clean through 3 and 4 and brings it home for another victory.
Traffic put it in doubt for a bit. Lost the lead, gathered it back up. A late race caution. Restart, no issues. Christian Rasmussen, final corner. Rasmussen, a winner again. Number 4 in 23 and a major step towards IndyCar and a scholarship. Christian Rasmussen wins in St. Louis.
A really poised drive by Christian Rasmussen, losing the lead, getting it back, withstanding the restart pressure from Hunter McElrea, coming away, leaving Worldwide Technology Raceway with a 50-point lead in the championship.
Scott Dixon has done it in every way imaginable. Straight up pace, strategy, fuel saving, daring racecraft. Today there's a little bit of everything, but it's one of those that perfectly sums up Scott Dixon. You look up and he's in front, and the race is turned upside down. 2 weeks ago, the question was whether Dixon could extend his record-extending seasons with a win, and he's going to win back-to-back. Scott Dixon has done it again. Dixon wins at Worldwide Technology Raceway and keeps his championship hopes for number 7 still alive.
And wait for it. Wait for it. Keep watching your screen here, guys. 2nd place has not yet crossed the line. 22 seconds. 22 seconds was the margin of victory. He didn't just win it. He absolutely decimated them with that strategy, with that masterful drive. He could have backed off 7/8 of a lap and still finished.
Meanwhile, we go back up front to see the white flag, and one more time by, and here is Nolan Siegel trying to go around the outside to get 5 points in the championship, side by side with Frost. Daniel Frost not ready to give it up. They continue through the chicane. Siegel gets the spot up to 2nd.
Head down on the button the rest of the way.
Great coaching from his team and a great move going the long way around turn 1. Nolan Siegel, clear air, has more push to pass than his teammate. He'll take those 5 points. That moves him within 5 points a second in the championship of Hunter McElroy.
And for HMD, that's certainly a thought. We'd like to finish 1-2 in the championship. Today, though, it's been Andretti Autosport. Again, Louis Foster, who has been fast all season long. He's had his share of misfortune throughout the year, but it all came together. He avoided the chaos at the start and then scooted away. Louis Foster is going to win again in Indy NXT. Foster dominates at Portland. And will win by 5+ seconds. Waiting, still waiting to see the finish. Siegel comes home second, Frost in third. Championship leader trying to hang on to precious points. Christian Rasmussen, after getting collected at the start, has been smart, maybe nursing a wounded car. He's going to bring home a top 5, and Rasmussen will take a 65-point advantage into championship weekend next week at WeatherTech Raceway, Laguna Seca.
Alex Palou is almost there. One more lap for Palou. What an incredible season this has been. Less than 2 miles for this guy to be crowned champ. What a ride.
And not only does this lock in Palou as the champion if he holds on for this final lap, but so too will Scott Dixon lock in second with this run ahead of Joseph Newgarden.
You know, when he first came into this team, he did more listening than talking. Sponged, listened to the legends around him. He galvanized his team by doing just little things like turning up at the race shop on a Monday or a Tuesday morning with several boxes of donuts for his guys and gals on the team. Listened to them, spent time with them, learned about the team from the inside, learn about the car, learn about the culture of IndyCar, learn about moving from Spain to Indianapolis, Indiana. And here he is, Alex Palou, for the second time in 3 years, is an NTT IndyCar Series champion. Hello, Palou, a champion again.
Let's go, boys. Oh, my God. Let's go. Thank you. You guys are the best.
If there was ever a mic drop in IndyCar racing, we just witnessed it. That was a dominant, perfect day from the professor of precision as he matches the donuts from yesterday from Miles Rowe, who celebrated after winning the USF Pro 2000 championship.
What a moment.
And you know what? They were kind of Zanardi-esque. Maybe not as long, but he now is a 2-time champion for Chip Ganassi, like Alex Zanardi.
And as it stands now, Rasmussen would not officially clinch today. How aggressive would he get? If he gets the spot, it's over and he celebrates today. I got to think he's going to want to be smart. More
Parking lot at the top of the corkscrew.
Oh, Chadwick in there with Gold and Siegel and Peasy. And half the field in contact, and Siegel and Chadwick go around. Damage for Siegel. And Chadwick might get out. No, she's going to be stuck, and there is significant damage to Nolan Siegel's car. So that brings up a caution with just a little more than a lap remaining. 2 laps to go officially.
So they will come by this time and see the white and yellow.
Oh, guys, yes! What a dominant car. Let's go! Thank you, guys. Let's go!
Under caution, it still counts the same. Hunter McElroy will win for the second time in 23, taking the first race of the weekend at WeatherTech Raceway, Laguna Seca.
Christian Rasmussen doing everything he needed to, running clean, running smart, putting his hands on that trophy, celebrate with champagne today and the trophy tomorrow.
All right, one more perfect lap here. Put another 1.5 seconds on them. That's 16.5 right now.
Encouragement that he's got 16.5-second lead and they want more from him.
Well, his last lap was 1.6 seconds faster than Hunter McElroy, 1.3 faster than Louis Foster, a second faster than Matthew Brabham.
Christian Rasmussen is feeling himself as a champion today. What an incredible drive all season. Was smart, was poised, was mature, and leaves WeatherTech Raceway Laguna Seca as this year's Indy Next by Firestone champion.
Through the corkscrew one last time. Christian Rasmussen is coming up close to lap traffic. He won a championship and a scholarship in USF 2000. In Indy Pro, now USF Pro 2000. Year number 2 at this level. Christian Rasmussen is a champion. He's going to do it in style. Win number 5 on the season. Rasmussen wraps up the season in victory lane, celebrating a championship and a scholarship to move to IndyCar. Rasmussen wins at WeatherTech Raceway Laguna Seca.
We're the champions! Woo!
And there's second place Hunter McElroy, third place Louis Foster, Andretti Autosport rounding out the podium for today.
One to go. There's the white flag.
One more good lap here.
2.2 miles for Scott Dixon, the 43-year-old New Zealander in the PNC Bank Honda. He was furious earlier in this race when he was penalized for an accident right here. Collision between himself and Rinus VeeKay and Colton Herta. He didn't feel as though he deserved it. Wife Emma watches on as he is about to do it again.
And Diff, we said coming into this weekend, you have to qualify up front to win at Laguna Seca. Scott Dixon didn't. He started 11th. Last year, Alex Palou, he started 11th. The stats are being reset by Chip Ganassi Racing.
Climbing the hill a final time at the end of the Rahal Straight for the corkscrew. This has happened so many times in this illustrious career. That is, his peers and competitors left scratching their heads, asking the question, how does Dixon do it? Well, he does it like this. And guess what? For everything Scott Dixon has achieved, he's never won at WeatherTech Raceway Laguna Seca. He has now. Dixon finishes off the season with another victory. That's 3 for 23. And the mad rush is on here. Christian Lundgaard gets by Alexander Rossi and is trying to get by Callum Ilott. McLaughlin has crossed the line for second, Palou third, and this is the mad scramble to the line here as Callum Ilott comes home in the top 5 behind Will Power. But at the front, he may not have got his 7th championship, but he got the last laugh of the 2023 season.